What's up, YouTube? It's Angie, the NeoNex, and I'm back. Today I'm into connecting my Surface Duo to an external display. Now, I have a device, you may have seen that device, the HP X3 Lapdock. This is pretty much just a display and a keyboard made for the HP Elite X3 Windows mobile device. When it was connected to this, you did enter the Continuum mode and you were able to use the phone as a PC on this dock, well, lapdock. So because I had this, I never actually had the actual Microsoft dock, because every device I tried with this, including the Samsung devices, worked as they should when connected. Now, this isn't sold brand new anymore. It is a pretty old device. This was released when the HP Elite X3 was coming out some 5-6 years ago, maybe 7. As a Windows Phone and Windows Mobile was put out of service a while back, and this device was built for one of its last phones to come to market. But I did get one for, as I told you, my Alcatel Idol 4S. But the technology that drove this, now the same tech that powered the connection between the Elite X3 and the Lapdock is the same thing that we are using all these years later. So I do find it kind of humorous when companies like Samsung and Huawei say, oh, how new it is to be able to have this type of experience, when indeed it is not. Now, even the DeX mode on Samsung and the PC mode on the Huawei was done before on Windows Phone with Continuum, which again is what this device is for. So, you know, it's kind of ironic that all of these years later, the tech that Microsoft put down on their Windows Phone is being used for their newest device, the Surface Duo. Now, the Surface Duo doesn't have a PC transformation when you hook it up. It really is just your dock or your Surface being streamed to an external display. But on a device like this, you do get that PC experience because the Surface Duo does emulate that PC experience so well. Now, as you can see, when you hook it up, you do get your trackpad, you do get your keyboard, and everything just works as it should. Let's just type in, I don't know, Duo, because I always type in Duo. Everything just works as it should. You do get your type options at the bottom, just like you would on the phone itself. Truth, this isn't a touch screen though, so you are pretty much stuck with just keyboard and mouse controllers, unless you go over and swipe on your phone, which is just as well. Now, like I said, everything works as it should. Put that down. And it's a nice little setup if you do have a device like this. Now, something like this is a lot more pricey than the dongle, whereas something like this will cost you around $300, whereas the dongle will cost you, as we saw, around, well, between 50 and 70 bucks. But you do get a lot more in this particular package. It's your screen, it's your keyboard, it's your mouse, it's much better speakers. Well, there are little issues, as this wasn't made, or the service wasn't made for this type of connection to this device. As you can see, the notification display doesn't want to stay down. Just a few little things. I'm pretty new to it myself, because when I first tried to connect this thing up, the phone would connect, but there'd be no movement on the dock itself. The phone would be going along just fine, but the transfer of information from here to here just did not work. Also, the mouse also didn't work. It took a lot of me trying to fiddle with the options and the settings of the Duo. Pretty much reversed everything that I had done to my Duo, save for factory resetting the device. So somewhere along the line, I fixed the connection for both the Miracast dongle and the Lapdock, which I'm very glad that it's working now. I'm glad to see that on the larger screen, the divider on the phone itself isn't actually here. This lets you see that the Duo really does view itself as a single screen device, though you see where it would be. So Microsoft pretty much did their wizardry to have every app just open in predetermined windows that just happen to fit the size of the screens that they made for the Duo itself. Now, when I would use this with my Note, one of the best things that came from using this device, or the Lapdock, I should say, was the gaming aspect. With the Duo, probably even more so. And now you have a much larger screen to game on. Let's try, for the fun of it. Now, with the Note, you were able to do the Game Pass in a window, and the window would float, and if you decide to make the window any larger, you'd have to restart the entire application. With the Duo and its dual screen functionality and the programming wonder that Microsoft has here, we can now divide our play on the screen and just enjoy that much more, because it's a larger screen to work with. So you can easily connect your controller to the game and play here while you wait on whatever is going on here. Maybe a class, maybe a Zoom call, maybe you're downloading a movie, or you're trying to get the latest movie. Well, for it would be movie tickets or concert ticket. But the point is, you have a nice large screen to play your games here while doing whatever you want here, simply because that's how the Duo was made, and it translates very well to a setup like this. Now, it's nothing that you couldn't do on your Surface Duo itself. Just a much larger canvas view to work on, and it's nice in that something like this comes with everything you need to do that work, whether you're trying to edit on the phone or write, or any of Microsoft Office Suite or Google's Office Suite, anything along those lines. This type of setup does come with your screen, your keyboard, and your monitor in a very sleek package. As stands right now, I don't know how to get the volume from here to here. Like it wasn't made for this device. Pretty sure there's somewhere I can go in here to adjust that, let it know where I want the volume to come from, or just use my headphones. One of the best perks to having a setup like this, aside from the built-in screen, keyboard, and mouse functionality, it has a headphone jack. So you can finally use those high-end headphones you may or may not have on your Surface Duo, technically speaking. Note when your device is locked, when your device falls asleep, the screen goes blank. When you wake up your device, you don't get the lock screen image, but you do get the image that your device is locked. Use your finger to unlock, swipe, and you're right back in. So if you have, let's say, a stand like I normally have, a little white stand that holds up my phone, it's a very quick and easy solution to getting more workspace to get your work done. And it works very well with the Duo because being that it's a dual screen device, your screen is able to mimic everything the Duo is doing, only on a much larger work canvas. So this is a very neat solution to being able to mirror your display of your Surface Duo. Not as portable as the dongle, but a nice little package nonetheless, and it has its perks over the dongle, as in it's an all-in-one package, so to speak. You have your display, you have your keyboard, you have your mouse, and you have the added perks of being able to use a headphone jack, extra ports. This device does have its own battery, so it does charge your Surface Duo or whatever the device may be while it is plugged in. And you can actually plug this in too, so no one is actually losing more power than they have to. And it's actually really nice to have this little setup here for when you want that laptop experience, but you don't want to bring along the overly heavy laptop, because the Surface Duo does work just fine in its stead. Now, another perk to a device like this is it has the Miracast connection functionality built in. Now, as you can see, the Surface is connected to the Lapdock. So, and that's with no wire, no physical connection. Now, you do lose the use of the mouse when you don't have it plugged in. So I would have to attach my Bluetooth mouse and I would regain that functionality. And just like that, I have full control of the PC. Kind of a waste of a good mouse pad, but it is what it is if you happen to leave your USB-C cord behind. So again, a Lapdock is probably the best method of displaying your Surface Duo on a larger screen. Not to say that the dongle isn't also very good, because it is, but if you can get your hands on something like this, they aren't as expensive as most laptops or even the Chromebooks, because if you have a Duo, you get something like this. This just extends the functionality of your Surface Duo. Yes, it is an additional piece of tech to carry along, and some would say, well, if you're going to spend $300 on a laptop like this, you might as well go buy a Chromebook or something along those lines. And you know, there's pros and cons to both. So you would have to decide for yourself what exactly would benefit you the best. But this here is an option for those who do want to use their Surface Duo as their main work device, and it works very well. And if not one of these, like I showed you, the dongle works just as well. But no, you will need to carry your own mouse and your own keyboard to make that type of connection work. So with that said, my name is NG, the Neon X, and the Surface Duo, this is what I'm into.